It's time for the moment you've been waiting for. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Tsh, da, 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 da. Di, da, di, di, da, di, di, da, 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 da. Di, da, di, li, da, di, li, di, da. Di, da, di, li, di, da, di, li, 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 da, di, di, da, di, di, da, di, di, da. Preparing the Krabby Patty!
That's right, I passed the CPTS exam. I wanted to make this video to kind of give my overall thoughts on the exam. It's been one hell of a ride going from all of the modules to prepping for the exam and actually taking it, and I'm relieved that it's over. And I wanted to make this quick video to kind of give you guys my thoughts on the exam, maybe some last minute tips and tricks on how to prepare for the CPTS. I want to talk about some things I maybe would have done differently if I could start all over, and then I'll wrap up with what's next for the channel and for my own personal growth. If you're new here or this is one of the first videos of mine that you're seeing, then you should know that this is one of the last videos in my Road to CPTS series, where I documented my journey on studying for the CPTS exam and eventually passing it. If you think that's something you're interested in and you're also trying to take the CPTS exam, then I've got a bunch of videos on my channel covering how to take notes, how to create a methodology, how to prepare for the exam after you've done all the modules, and I'll show all those thumbnails up on the screen and link the playlist in the description. Make sure you check that out if you're interested. If you've been following the journey since the beginning, or maybe you found me in the middle of my journey and you decided to stick around, thank you for watching and subscribing and giving me your support, especially those of you who have been active in the Discord. You've all been super helpful, supporting each other, encouraging each other. It's been a really awesome thing to see. And I think it's just so awesome that everyone's been so supportive of each other towards a common goal. So first things first, how was the exam? To sum it up in one word, stressful. I want to say it took me over 48 hours to find the first flag, which was one of the hardest. And I really didn't think it would take me that long to find the first flag. I was getting a little discouraged. I was getting a little bit of imposter syndrome, thinking that maybe I wasn't cut out for this. Maybe I was going to, finish the exam with 0 flags. But despite feeling all that self-doubt and all that anxiety, I still never gave up on myself or gave up on the exam. I was still enumerating every single waking hour, trying to find the thing that I was missing to actually get onto the box. And eventually you ram your head into a brick wall long enough that you break through and you find that first clue on how to get onto the box, and then it just starts rolling from there. Once I found that very first clue on how to move forward, I really got the ball rolling from there. You'd exploit one thing and it would give you a tiny hint of what to exploit for the next thing, and so on and so forth, until you did a full chain of remote code execution to get onto that initial foothold. So yeah, after over 2 days of looking for that very first clue, I was able to get the first 3 flags. So just remember, when you're first starting the exam, the very first flag is going to be one of the longest and most time consuming, and you're probably going to doubt yourself a lot unless you either get lucky or you're insanely good at enumeration. Just don't give up, keep running your head into the wall, and eventually you'll get there. At some point during the exam, I want to say after getting flag 6, I actually lost my power due to a storm in my area. I lost it at 1 a.m. Probably should admit that I was working on the exam at 1 a.m. But I lost it at 1 a.m. on one of the nights, and I didn't get it back until 2:30 p.m. the next day. So that was another huge stress point. I was very stressed about that, thinking that it was going to take forever for my power to come back on. I wouldn't have enough time to finish. But I did end up finishing the first 12 flags within the first 7 days. Towards the end of day 7 is when I got the not the final flag, but the 12th flag. I didn't go for 13 or 14 just because I was just so cooked at that point. My brain was so fried, I wanted to be done. I just wanted to finish the report and submit it. You only need 12 flags to pass, and that was good enough for me at that point because I was too tired to keep going. But yeah, I lost my power on like the 4th or 5th day, but eventually it came back. I didn't really have any problems for flags 2 through 7. Those were all pretty self-explanatory, to me at least. If you get stuck on any of those flags, don't be discouraged. Just keep enumerating. Think dumber. You'll find it eventually. Flag 8 was another problem flag for me. Flags 1 and 8 were definitely the 2 hardest flags of the entire exam. Flag 8 was just really hard for me because something that I tried, that I thought I had tried completely, just wasn't working for me, and I really was confident that that was the way forward, but it just wasn't working. I think it ended up either being a bug with the environment or a bug with the tool that I was using. So I had to try a different way, and eventually we got there. But yeah, that flag was also extremely long. That was just the very first part of the flag that I was getting hung up on. Even after finally figuring out what the problem was, I was so exhausted from just figuring that out that I still had so much more to go on that flag, which was devastating. But we eventually got there. I know I'm being very vague talking about the exam. I know I can't speak much about it in detail. I just wanted to give you guys the places where I got stuck, the thoughts that were going through my head during the exam, just so, if you guys are having those same thoughts, you don't feel alone, or if you're getting stuck on the same parts, Eventually I got through it. It took some time. Just keep enumerating, think dumber. If the thing that you think should work isn't working, try it in different ways. That'd be my advice for actually taking the exam. But after getting flag 8, flags 9, 10, 11, and 12 weren't that bad. Just keep enumerating everything. Even after you root a box, just keep enumerating. Do post exploitation enumeration. Gather as many details, as much information as possible, because it is kind of like a chain where rooting one box leads to a foothold on another. So you need to have done your enumeration quite well. As far as additional tips and tricks go to prepare for the exam, after you've done the CPTS path other than AEN, definitely do CPTS preparation. This is a track on Hack the Box, the main website, not Academy. Do all of the easy and medium boxes. If you have to, watch a walkthrough on the hard and insane boxes. That's what I did. I didn't do media or Vulnicicadia because they require a VIP Plus subscription. I just didn't want to pay additional fee monthly to just do those 2 boxes. Maybe it's worth it, I'm not sure. Maybe I'll do those someday in the future and recommend them, but definitely at least do the ones with the standard subscription, the easy and medium ones. Go as far as you can without taking any hints, without doing the guided mode. That's something that I wish I didn't do. If I could start over, I wish I didn't do guided mode. I wish I didn't go for hints so early on. I wish I struggled more. That struggle is key. That struggle is where you'll learn where you're weak, where your methodology is weak, and you'll develop the skill of troubleshooting, of problem solving, of thinking outside the box. If you give up too early, you're gonna panic during the exam, and I've had a few panic points during the exam because I feel like I just didn't struggle enough. I wasn't used to the struggle. I know that sounds a little cliche, it sounds a little dumb, but it's definitely true. But yeah, definitely do the CPTS prep. If you're like, I feel prepared, I don't want to do any of these, I seriously recommend you at least do Tomb Watcher. Tomb Watcher I think is probably the most important box that you can do in this list. But I recommend you do all of the easy and medium boxes in this list. If you watch the channel and you watch this series, you've heard me say this stuff all before, but if you want even more preparation like I did, you can also do IPSEC's unofficial CPTS prep playlist. You can just look up on YouTube unofficial CPTS prep or IPSEC CPTS prep. He's got a YouTube playlist of a few more boxes that aren't in that track that will help you prepare for the exam. So definitely recommend this playlist if you want more practice. In my opinion, you can never have too much practice. I'd rather go in over-prepared than under-prepared. But then again, doing the CPTS process from having no modules to taking the exam took me over a year, so I would definitely recommend going faster than I did. But if you've got the time, if you need the practice, take as much time as you need. Get all that practice that you need, because you'll be kicking yourself if you are in the exam and you think that you're underprepared. Another tip I have that isn't really an original tip, but to do the NetExec and PowerView modules on the Hack the Box Academy. They're a little bit pricier, but I did end up using NetExec a lot during the exam, and PowerView also did come in handy. I know PowerView's covered a little bit in the Active Directory module for the official CPTS path, but if you want extra practice with PowerView, that official PowerView module is pretty good. I'd say NetExec is more important than PowerView, but both are pretty good and will come in handy when you do the exam. And I'm sure a lot of you who've watched this have either read blogs or watched other YouTubers that have taken the CPTS and have given their thoughts, and everything they say is true. I'm probably just regurgitating a lot of things you've already heard. Enumerate everything. That's a big one that everyone says, and it's very true. You can't enumerate enough. You'll eventually find that one thing that's just like the eye opener that gets you out of whatever thing you're stuck on or to the next flag. Think dumber. Every flag, every foothold, every privilege escalation, lateral movement, it's all covered in the CPTS path. You're not going to run into something you've never seen before. So when you're stuck and your mind's racing and you're like, well, it could be this, it could be that. I've never seen this thing before, but it could be that, and I just don't know how to exploit it. Chances are it's probably not. Probably overthinking. Just slow down, enumerate, think dumber, try the easy stuff first. And if you have a hunch that you think that you know what the attack path is to the next step, either that foothold, that privilege escalation, the next flag, chances are you're probably right. So you should follow that hunch. What would I do differently if I could start all over from the beginning? I would take cleaner notes to begin with. When I first started the CPTS, when I had no modules done, anything like that, I took my notes in Google Docs, which was awful. I took my notes in Google Docs until about the attacking common applications module, until I realized that this was just so messy. It was going to be impossible to find the things I was looking for if I actually wanted to reference my notes. I needed to have separate pages, separate sub pages, separate folders to store all this information and navigate it easier. So I moved everything over to OneNote. I redid the entire path Obviously, not to the extent that I did it the first time. It was more of like a skim through. Redid all of my notes in OneNote, which isn't bad. I've since used Obsidian a lot more on my Linux VM, and I do like Obsidian a lot. But the reason I went with OneNote is because I wanted to have all that information backed up to the cloud. I wanted to be able to access it from anywhere. So if I was on a laptop, if I was on my PC, no matter where I was, I would have access to those notes. But obviously, you use whatever note-taking tool that you're comfortable with, whatever you can navigate easy. But yeah, that's definitely my number one thing I would have done differently from if I could start over, was take cleaner notes. Another thing I would have done differently if I could do the CPTS over again was write my methodology as I did the modules the first time. I don't think I actually start writing my like methodology of like steps to follow until around the same point of like attacking common applications and the Privesc modules. I just had notes on all the modules and thought that I could just navigate through those whenever I thought of the thing that I should be attacking or whatever the next steps were. It's definitely better just to start your methodology when you start doing the CPTS modules and then keep adding to it as you do more modules, as you do more boxes, as you learn more things, and building out and evolving it as you go along the path. Because if you do it at the very end, you might miss some things, you might forget some things, and it could come back to bite you, especially when you take the exam. My next thing that I would have done differently if I could start over was take less time between doing the modules, prepping for the boxes, and taking the exam. And what I mean by that is like taking less breaks, procrastinating doing CTFs, procrastinating doing pro labs. If I didn't have to go through the modules twice, that would have saved a ton of time as well. I spent a lot of time on the modules just because like I'm personally an over-preparer. I want to have everything done completely 100%. Feel very confident in the stuff that I'm trying to learn before moving on to the next thing. Honestly, I think I took too long and probably forgot some of the stuff, or it was a little harder to retain or a little harder to recall because it had been so long since I did like the very first few modules when I was doing the boxes and the pro labs and eventually the CPTS. Obviously, life gets in the way. I'm working a full-time job and I've got a life outside of pen testing and hacking and YouTube and things like that. So stuff does happen, but definitely could have spent less weeknights playing video games or watching YouTube or shows and focusing on the modules and CTFs in preparation. The last thing I kind of already talked about, but struggle more is what I would have done differently if I could start over. I wouldn't say I gave up too early, but I looked for hints too early when doing some of the CTF prep, when doing some of the boxes in the list and on the track. I think I would just assume that if I wasn't getting it, then it was something I didn't know and I needed the hint to get to that next part, which was the case sometimes. There are some things in the track and on IPSEC's playlist that aren't covered in the modules that you won't know, and you'll probably get stuck on those and you might not get past those, and then it's finally time to take a hint. But personally, I just don't think I struggled long enough. There were a few instances where if I just enumerated it a little bit more, if I struggled a little bit more, then I would have probably found the next step forward. That's a very important skill to have. It's a very important thing to have, to be comfortable with struggling. That's how you grow. That's how you get stronger. That's how you get over those humps. And then when you come across a struggle during the actual exam, you won't panic. You'll follow your methodology. You'll keep smashing your head in that wall, and eventually you'll break through. So what's next for me and what's next for the channel? For my personal growth, I'm going for OSCP next. I got my employer to sponsor me there. They paid for the OSCP training and eventually the exam, so gotta do that this year. So I'm looking forward to that. I'll let you guys know how that goes. One of the Discord members suggested that I make a video on how I wrote my report, and maybe do like a mock report on a retired machine or a retired CTF, just to show you guys my process of writing that report. I've probably thrown my feedback up on the screen at some point in this video, but I'll throw it up right here. I think my report did overall pretty well. If I remember correctly, they said it was a good report or an excellent report or something. Obviously, they've got your cookie cutter feedback that they give you, and you could have had more code blocks, you could have had more screenshots, but overall, I was pretty proud of my report. So if that's a video you guys would be interested in, let me know in the comments below. I've also bounced around the idea of doing live streams on this channel, as well as maybe on a Twitch that I set up. I want to do a live stream, maybe Q&A. Obviously not talking about the CPTS in detail, but just a Q&A about, myself, my cybersecurity experience, other fun stuff you guys want to know about me or about each other. I think that would be a fun live stream to do, and maybe play some like cybersecurity games like Uplink, Grey Hack, Over the Wire. Just a chill stream to talk about cybersecurity, pen testing, CTFs. So let me know if you'd be interested in that as well. And I just want to be more consistent again on this YouTube channel. Either posting weekly or bi-weekly, throwing more shorts out there, try to grow the channel, because it's been awesome getting to know a lot of you guys and creating these videos and seeing that it does help some of you. So I want to continue doing that, being more consistent at that, and hopefully growing even more. So that's it for this video and for the majority of the Road to CPTS series. If you enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe for more content like this, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.